Hello everybody, it's Rachel here at Clarity Hands Crafts, and today I'm going to be making an interactive element for my junk journal. I haven't decided what I'm going to call it yet, but let's just get on with it and then I'll see if I can come up with a name for the title. If it's in there, you'll already know what it's called. So I have this red page from a junk journal. This just fits into the signature, but I'm going to be using this as my page base. Then I've got this paper from a paper pad that I have lying around somewhere, and all I'm going to do is just cut this to a size that's ever so slightly smaller than the base page. So I'm just going to mark that with a pencil as to where I want to cut it. Somewhere around there. And then I'm going to use a paper trimmer to do that because I want straight edges. I'm going to match up my marks to the cutting channel. So you'll end up with something that looks like that. Now, I got my paper book, and in here I'm going to do a flip through of this if you're interested to see what's inside it, because it is beautiful. There's all sorts of different things in. I'm going to be using this image here, and then I'm also going to be using this space it's supposed to be a card, but I'm going to cut it up and use those pieces. And I want a tag to go inside it as well, so just to make things nice, quick and easy, I'm going to use one of these pre-made tags to go inside. I'm going to use my paper trimmer just to cut that down, and then I'm going to cut that bit off because it's not going to be a letter. I could keep that for something else though, that's fun. And I think what I'll do is I will just cut that circle bit off, and then I'm thinking that it's a bit wonky, isn't it? Never mind. I can do something like that. So we have a little pocket bit here and a little pocket bit here. You'll see what I'm going to do with those shortly, but I'm just preparing it all now. I'll just use scissors to tidy up those edges. That's the only thing about using perforations, isn't it? That you end up with little sticky out bits. And then I'm going to get all of those inked. Okay, so I'm going to use this terrible little scoreboard that I got from Temu. That serves me right, doesn't it? It's got this interesting scoring tool, but basically, I mean, it's not bad. It'll still work, but I thought I was getting an A4 size, clearly not. So what we're going to do next is we're going to score two lines. We're going to go somewhere around here. Now whatever you do here, I'm just going to mark that so that I remember which one I used. Whatever measurement you do here needs to be repeated on this direction. So we've got two score lines that intersect there. So I want a diagonal line which goes through that intersection. I'm just going to do it lightly at first to make sure it goes straight through. Put it down ever so slightly. So the diagonal line needs to go through that intersection where that line and that line meet. This is the tricky bit, which could work or it could not. Because I'm using card, it's a bit trickier. So we want this square here to end up on top. So we need to just coax these diagonal lines in towards each other. Fold there. And fold there, right. So that when they both fold in, I can smooth this line now. Use a proper bone folder instead of that weird little knife thing. Burnish those creases, that might help. There we go, right. So this is what we want to happen. So we folded those diagonal lines inwards, and then we've ended up with this little square on top. This card that I prepared earlier is going to be sitting on top of the square. And I want an equal border going around all four sides. So I'm going to have to trim this down a little bit. And I can actually just hold that on there while I trim, so that I don't need to measure. Perfect. So now I'm going to ink all of the creases and all of the edges. Right, so then we're taking the page from our journal and we're going to stick that down with plenty of glue. I'm going to try and centralise it as much as I can. And then we're going to stick down that gorgeous card on there. I'll just use my fingernail there so that I can see where I need to keep the glue. And then what will happen is the journal card will lift, and then that will reveal the space inside. Okay? Like that. Now on the inside I want to reveal these things that I prepared earlier. I'm going to have my little pocket, a little bit of writing space, and then the tag inside, which also, well, you could add a writing space to that. Right, so I'm going to glue 3 edges on that pocket. I need to get a fine tip applicator. Oh, that's not going too badly. Shouldn't say that until I've done it though, should I? I'm going to line that up with those bottom edges. And I'm just trying to go a little bit higher up. I should have thought about it more to start with, but oh yes, so what I was hoping for is that it would be completely hidden by that image on top. Right, so there's the pocket for the tag. And then I'm just going to have this one, and I'll have a couple of little pieces sticking in there. And then that was just getting the most out of that card so that I didn't waste anything. Let's see if I've got something in here that I can use. What about those tags? Are they way bigger? I'm going to use one of those. Do they punch out? They sure do. There, that'll do nicely. I need 2. Because that pocket is deceivingly large. I'm going to do a deeper coloured one as well. So it will look something like that. Oops. Is that too much? I feel like it is. It needs to be layered with something else. See if I can find the tiny tags. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, so I'll just find this little ticket in my stash so that will balance it out a bit nicer, I think. I think it was from a Tim Holtz paper pad. A long time ago that'll be now. We've got the tag in and the ticket in. Gorgeous. So excuse the state of this journal because it's not been assembled properly. I've just got signatures kind of resting together at the moment. But just to give you an idea of what that's going to be like, when we find that red page, we're going to have the page in the journal like that. We open it up and then that reveals some space for writing and some little tags. And I just love that image there, and I love the way it looks against this dark red background, so I'm happy with that. All right, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye.